today. Come on in. If you're new here, welcome. If you haven't ever hit the like button, look for that check mark and hit it. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, look for SUBSCRIBE and hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. My name is Debra Ann Matthews. My YouTube channel is called Lose Weight With Me. We want those of you who have weight problems, who have chronic pain, knee problems, those who are underweight. It's all the same ball of wax. Sometimes you can't hardly force yourself to eat because you just not hungry. And the new one going on is I'm hungry all the time. Like the comedians do on Friday, just stare at you because you hungry all the time. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We want you to come on in here because, honey, I am losing weight and I want you to lose weight with me. I cannot do it without you. So every week we spotlight Miss Michelle Williams. I'm sorry, Miss Michelle Pettis. My sisterhood group, All Things Feminine, they went to New York this past weekend and went to see Michelle Williams. So she's on my mind. And she's a
That's
friend
right.
of the April Mason All Things Feminine group. So just superstars are regular people also, and they are hard people, real people. So I'm just so taken aback that we continue to have fellowship and friendship with real people throughout our existence on this earth. So I want to read a new twist to one of Michelle's bios. So listen up and learn a little bit more about Michelle Pettis. Our topic tonight is, what price are you willing to pay to save your life? And there's some other goodies Michelle has mentioned on Facebook that she also wants to cover with us tonight. So let me read her bio so you can see her in a different light. Okay. Author, speaker, and inspiration. Michelle is a food addict in recovery and experiential eating expert. I love that. Looking at Michelle today, you would never guess that she used to be morbidly obese. You would never guess that, once tipping the scale at 260 plus pounds. After gaining and losing over 700 pounds, Michelle finally discovered the secret to winning the battle between her mind, body, and food. Her story. Mhm. The personal and powerful stories in her debut memoir, Leaving Large: The Stories of a Food Addict, chronicle a lifetime of eating for all the wrong reasons and illustrates how events, experiences, and memoirs inform our beliefs, attitudes, and habits around food, eating, and hunger. She now speaks to organizations, large and small, sharing her insight that's unique and her story of hope, healing, and triumph. Her memoir was a category winner in the 222 Memoir Prize for Books, features the award winning essay, The Cake is in the Mail. Michelle, you attended Wiley College? Oh, I didn't know you attended Wiley College. Oh,
I was
in Marshall,
in
Texas.
Marshall, Texas. I
Yes.
did. I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
You
my
know,
goodness.
you want to know what? I was why in 1974. I was Wiley's very first early admissions student.
Oh,
Yep, that's my history with Wiley.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh my goodness.
My grandmother went to Wiley.
Mhm.
My aunt went to Wiley. And most people don't know. Most people don't know that that little farming, that little agricultural southern farming town at one point was the home of two HBCUs. Wiley College was
Yeah.
there and Bishop was there. Bishop College. My aunt went to Bishop. My mother went to Bishop, and I actually wrote a story. I mean, completely different than the the food addict journey that I'm on. But while I was writing Leaving Larger Stories of a Food Addict, I took a break and just wrote a story about growing up in Marshall, Texas. And if you want to read it, I mean, it's an essay
I
that's
do
going to
want
be
to read it. I do
included
want
in
to
an
read it.
anthology that's coming out, Black Memoirs Matter. Um, I wrote this story, this essay, to kind of take a break from, writing Leaving Large because it was getting kind of intense, so I needed to write about something else. So I put this little
Yes.
story up. Put this little story up on Vocal. The platform is called Vocal. That thing has gotten almost 4,000 views. I mean, when I put it up in Black History Month 2022. I got so much response from that story. I mean, I was in tears. I mean, I was in tears.
I'm going to finish reading your bio, but I just want to tell you that it's something about you that resonated with me from the moment I met you. And this is it. The foundation. These young people, they are all about money, they all about this, but baby, we come from a people who believed in educating our people, who believed in working to give our people what we needed morally, socially, agriculturally. It started with education. Reading was our prize
Mhm.
event. It was even the people who were bad people, they're going to see to it that the young people go to school,
Mhm.
get your lesson,
Mhm.
and let you know they're proud of you for going to school and getting your lesson.
Right. Right.
That's the foundation on which these new people stand, and they have no clue.
Mhm. They don't.
And they're missing their backbone because they don't know.
Mhm.
Everything about who we are had our roots in the education, in our skill, our uncles. And we were master cowboys, master horse breakers in Texas, master animal people, caretakers, master artisans, making things. I seen a man make something with a tree. He just carved the tree until he gave him the sound he wanted. And
Mhm.
they don't have a clue. And it comes from
Mhm.
his DNA. He didn't go to school for that. He woke up one day, walked over to the tree and carved it. And it
Mhm.
came into his existence. That's who we are.
Mhm.
And that's why
Mhm.
we're able to endure what happens in this world in
Yeah.
2024 because of
Yeah.
the Wiley, Texas. I'm from Memphis, Rush College in Mississippi, Lemoyne on, and all the black schools in every state in these United States. There's a black
Mhm.
college, or there
Mhm.
was.
Mhm.
So let me tell you this. Michelle attended Wiley College in Marshall, Texas as its first early admission student in 1975 and went on to earn a Bachelor of Arts in Communications from the University of Texas at Arlington. Born in Los Angeles, raised in Marshall, Texas, she lived in Dallas, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. Even your story speaks about the great migration. We migrated to other places to have a better life.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle's going to talk about the topic, what price are you willing to pay to save your life, as well as other topics that she wants to share with us during this holiday season. Thank you for being here, Michelle. Thank
Ah,
you.
thank you, DebraAnn. Thank you for that very warm introduction. Yeah, I want to start off and talk about there was a point in my journey, and I mean I feel like in many ways there are a lot of different starting points, but there was a point in my journey when I was flat broke. I mean I was broker than broke. You know, I had lost my job. Right,
Mhm.
I didn't have a job. You know, I thought I was high rolling. You know, thought I was big stuff.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I lost my job at a point when I had bought a house and I was renovating it, and I ran out of money to do the renovation,
Mhm.
and I ran out of money at a time when they were putting the exterior on the house, and so when everything stopped, my house it didn't have siding, it just had paper. You know that white paper that you see on houses when they're built. Okay, so my house had white paper on it for about 3 or 4 years
Mhm.
because I couldn't afford it. And you know, I was, I was struggling. You know, I that's all I can say. I mean, there was at one point where my front doors were held together with duct tape. It's a
Mhm.
miracle. It's a miracle. I'm sitting here talking to y'all now. You know, that somebody didn't break in because the doors look fine on the outside, but once you open the door and got on the inside, it had that
Okay.
the doors were red and they had silver duct tape keeping the. I mean, you all you had to do was just push on the door. You could have broken in.
Mhm.
Um, but I was struggling with my weight,
Mhm.
and during this time, I got a windfall. I had invested in some real estate, and I was heavily invested in real estate. And this was when the bottom started in the market, 2008, 2010. Everybody remembers. I still get kind of shaky when I think about it. But anyway, um, I had invested in some real estate and had just lost all my savings, lost all my 401k, lost everything behind this. But something happened, and I got a windfall. I got a I got a big unexpected check. And I had been to the doctor. I had gotten a job. I was making a third of what I was making before, but on this job I had insurance. And I had gone to the doctor because I was walking because I didn't have a car. And I had lost weight and I wanted to do more, but I couldn't do more because my breasts were so big. And I was frustrated. And I went to the doctor and he said, you know, I can do a breast reduction for you. Your insurance will cover it. You know, you meet all the numbers. 'Cause they have to do some measurements, and then they ask you about like the physical impact. You know, like I have the deep grooves in my shoulders from the bras. You know, breaking into my skin.
Mhm.
All the chafing underneath. I mean, my posture was horrible. My back was hurting. All of
Mhm.
that. And here you qualify.
Mhm.
And but part of this breast reduction, part of the size of my breast had to do with the fact that I had all this extra weight all over my body. But I had
Mhm.
lost some weight. I was, you know, I was on the road. I had lost some weight. And so the doctor said, you know, we can do that breast reduction. While I'm in there, I can do a tummy tuck for you. I can get rid of all of that. That's not covered by insurance. But since you're open, you know, since you're opened up, I mean, if you got the money, I'll do that for you too. And I had just gotten this big check. And I made the decision to have that tummy tuck instead of putting stuff around my house. And the reason that I did that, and you know, looking back on it, I still make the same decision. You know,
Yeah.
somebody else might say, you know, you're crazy. Your house was falling apart, falling around, falling down, you know, all over you, and you took that money and you got a tummy. That's not even life. That's cosmetic surgery. You know, people say it's cosmetic, you know, it's not life saving. But I'm here to tell you that what's life saving for one person might not be life saving for another, but it was life saving for me because I was at a
Yes.
point where I needed to see something to keep going.
Yes.
I needed to it was motivation for me. It was encouragement for me. Might not have been for somebody else, but it was worth all 10 of the thousands of dollars that I spent to get it done because it saved my life in a really meaningful kind of way. It allowed me to see myself in a way that I hadn't been able to see myself for decades. And so the price, yeah, you know, somebody else might say, no, I'm not gonna do it. But it that that money helped shift my thinking. It was what I needed in that moment to keep moving down the road. And it is different for everybody, right? But I'm telling you, if it had been 20 and I had it, I would have paid it because that's what it was worth to me to turn my life around into a different direction. And so everybody, everybody you have to ask, you know, what's your life worth to you? Is it worth $50 a week? Is it worth $100 a week? Is it worth getting up an extra 30 minutes, getting up earlier, extra 30 minutes so you can go walking? Is it worth going to bed at 9 o'clock instead of midnight so you can get all the hours of sleep that you need? Is your what price? Are you willing to go to the bathroom every 45 minutes because you're drinking the water that you need to drink? Are you willing to distance yourself from family and friends that make it difficult for you to stay on your plan? Are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to step away from them while you heal? Not that you don't love them, not that you don't want to be around them, but what are you willing to do? Are you willing to change? Because the thing is, until you do something different, you're not going to get anything different.
Come on now.
Until
Come on
if
now.
you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same thing.
Come on now.
Are you willing to be afraid? Are you willing to step into the fear? Are you willing to talk back to people? Are you willing to use your own voice? Because people are going to come up to you. They're gonna question you, right?
Yes.
Are
Yes.
you willing to dig deep inside for that?
Amen.
That that I mean, price is money, but price is time,
That's
right?
it.
Are you willing to make the emotional investment in yourself? Because that Deborah, and from working with me for almost a year,
Mm-hmm.
that's the price I ask people to pay every week. When we come to that free group on Mondays, that support group on Mondays, when people come to my paid group on and I work with them all week long, when you come to my writing workshops that I do online, when you come see me for a live workshop,
Mm-hmm.
what I ask is that you pay a price.
That's
And
right.
that price is the emotional investment that it takes to answer the questions,
Amen.
the emotional investment that it takes to sit with the answer, to the emotional investment to be okay if you don't know the answer right away. The
All
emotional,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you willing to do that? Is your life worth that to you?
Mm.
That, what price? That's the question. What price could my aunt. I had an aunt that used to say, you pay me now, pay me later.
All
Because
right now.
there's always a price. Because if you continue to eat the stuff that's not honoring your life and your health, if you continue not to recognize it that's an addiction, you're gonna pay for it later on. You might be eating the mashed potatoes and gravy right now. You might be eating the macaroni and cheese right now. You might be eating the cornbread right now. You might be eating all that stuff all through the holidays. But there is going to be a price at some point, and you'll be at this place. Is it worth it? Is it was that German chocolate cake worth me losing my eyesight? Was that sweet potato pie worth my foot being amputated?
Come on now.
Right? Was it worth the stroke? Is it worth the high blood pressure?
Yes.
Is it worth the the impact that it has on my family? That I can't take care of myself, that robbing them of their freedom. People that I love that want to be supportive to me because they want to be supportive to me, but they can't live their life because I didn't take care of my life.
Come on now.
Are you willing to pay that price? What that looks like, what that feels like?
Yes.
Because that's the price of this. All right, go ahead.
Yes. Someone said in the comments, I read every comment. Sometimes the comments are 8 months old. So I read every comment. Someone says, you're inspiring me. You're doing what I need to do. And I try to be encouraging. Let's get going. Looking at me doing it ain't helping you. It ain't no magic. Oh, I wish somebody, they always, I wish I had a mobility coach like you. You act like somebody came to the door, came in the house, and went, "Good morning, sugar dumpling, Deborah. Morning, wake up time. Wake up time. It's time to wake up now." No, ma'am. If I don't get up, call the van, have them come and get me, which is that's the only way I'm able to get out the house because I know they're coming. Be ready on time because they will leave me. I can't go get. And now I can walk. And all the months of people going, "Don't look like she losing no weight to me." All the stuff. And that's in addition to just figuring out whatever you have to do. And maybe some years you're struggling. But if you keep walking, if you keep moving, you're going somewhere. If you
Right.
look at people, don't want to get with other fat people. I don't want to be with a whole lot of other fat people. I want to be with people who losing some weight. I want to
Mhm.
be with the people that's line dancing. I want
Mhm.
to be with the people that's singing the Christmas carols. We doing that over there. I want to be with the country line dancing people too. I want to be with them people doing community service where you can give and help somebody else. Because just because your needs hurt don't mean you can't help.
Mhm.
With other people that's struggling like me ain't doing me no good in and of itself. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Because it
Mhm.
is such a thing as support. But if all we doing is running to eat at the local happy hour, how is that helping me?
Right. Right.
And you have to be willing to understand what's your position in the friendship. Because sometimes your position is you the fat one,
Mhm.
and that's okay. But are you okay just being the fat one? So you're gonna have to know most of the people can't go with you.
Right.
You know, and what your wife, my friend right now, she had a stroke recently. Then I mean, it was some kind of illness. I can't even get on the phone, and I think it's because she feel bad because she's sick. But for 3 years, I was trying to say, let's just do something. Just come, go swim. Come, come, come. But I'm not out the woods either.
Mhm.
If I stay right here, I'm gonna be right here and be sick right here.
But you're
But that's
standing.
not the case. Oh yeah,
You,
oh yeah. I
but
walked today. I
you,
walked.
you're standing. You're walking.
That's it. And you know what it is? Two things. You get mad. They weren't cooking my food right. I'm like, look, I'm gonna cook my own food. And then I realized I'm stronger. You get mad at whatever the case may be. These doctors, they try to make me explain why you want me to take that. That don't make no sense. I ain't
Mhm.
taking that. You can't fear me into something. We already struggling with this weight, with these ailments. And the answer to the ailments is movement. We don't even have to use the word exercise. Let's just use the word movement.
Yes.
You've got to move to ease the pain.
Mhm.
You've got to move to ease the pain. You got to move. Ain't no
Mhm.
kind of way anything has been healed by sitting still. Even when you have a baby, when you have surgeries, they want you to get up and walk within 4 hours of the surgery.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they're not going to tell you. This is the other thing. I did this thing today, Michelle. It's called Five Surprising Things to Know About Weight Loss. The only thing everybody is telling you, including the food pyramid, the Dewey Decimal, any of that stuff, is because they want you to go buy the cow. They say drink the milk. They want you to go buy the bacon, eat them. They want you to go. That's the only reason they're giving us any information
Yep.
about anything.
Yep.
They're not
Yep.
telling us if we wait till we. They're telling us that okay, we're gonna give you something to help you with them food cravings. They're telling us we're gonna give you something to help with the your appetite suppressant. Honestly, that don't even make no sense. But you've heard it so much, you're like, oh yeah, I want to suppress my appetite
Yes.
because I'm
Yes.
always hungry. They never
Yes.
told you it's impossible to be always hungry. It's absolutely impossible. If you
Mhm.
eat a piece of protein and a piece of, even if you go to the Chinese restaurant and after you get out, you want something else to eat, you're not really hungry. You just want something else to eat because your insulin going up like that and you feel like you're empty, but you're not hungry. But
Yep.
they
Yep.
talk you into believing that you have an appetite issue that they need to suppress. Your
Yeah.
body, God made your body to the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, the hormone gland. He made the body to tell you when your cycle is going to come on, to tell you when you're cold, to tell you when you're hot, and to tell you when you need something to eat.
Yep. Yep. The
But you
problem.
want to peel.
The problem, Deborah Ann, part of that is that first of all, there you've heard me say it. I'm going to keep saying it. There is
Yes.
a $93 billion weight loss industry that wants
Yes.
to keep people in the dark.
Yes.
To keep people in the dark and focused on behavior. How much can I
Yes.
eat? What can I eat? And
Yes.
how much do I need to work out? I'm not saying
Yes.
those things aren't important, but I am saying they are not the whole answer. And
Yes.
we are being tricked into thinking that they're the whole answer.
Yes.
And this thing about you hit the nail right on the head about hunger. We need to be hungry.
Yes.
Hunger is a good thing.
Mhm.
Hunger is a
Mhm.
signal to our bodies that our bodies need nourishment. The
Yes.
problem is that we have been manipulated and marketed to, and our brains have been hijacked so that we respond to hunger in a way that does not serve and honor our bodies. So
Yes.
when we are hungry, we need exactly what you said. We need some protein. We need
Yes.
a vegetable. We need a
Yes.
starch. We need a
Yes.
meal.
Yes.
We need something. We need food to satisfy it. What we
Yes.
don't need is chips and a soda.
Yes.
And so the chips and the soda that we eat in response to this thing that hunger, our body still stays hungry because it doesn't want that. It doesn't even recognize that it's
Exactly.
food. It doesn't
It's
even
food.
process it as food.
Yes.
And so you can be always hungry if you're never eating anything that's nourishing.
Exactly.
Right? If you are never eating anything that's nourishing, your body is constantly saying, "Give me some good stuff." What's wrong with you?
Yes. And
What's wrong
Michelle,
with
it's the opposite. Unfortunately, you know how when you're talking to a child, the child will be like, "Well, but that's not fair," and it's not fair. Unfortunately, what has happened is almost, and you said this, Michelle, almost everything we know about food, weight loss, dieting, losing weight, getting trim, all of that stuff, unfortunately, it is a lie.
the lie? Mhm.
Unfortunately, it is a lie. And unfortunately, they told the untruth. Unfortunately, their reason for that is for you to pay money.
Right.
And even when you go to the doctor, literally, if your insurance is not going to pay for it, the doctor won't even tell you about it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
So,
it's possible.
unfortunately, we live in a society that just does not serve us.
Yep.
I was sharing the other day, I saw this thing about Hong Kong and how Hong Kong, the people there live the longest because they continue to work with their food and they feed themselves based on the each day's weather. If it's raining, they have this type of soup. If it's whatever it's doing, they
Hmm.
have this type of animal to eat, but the herbs, and that makes perfect sense. You don't
Hmm.
want to get a cold in the rain. If you're
Hmm.
snowing, you want to make sure you have the vitamin C and the herbs that's going to keep you alert and awake and nutrified based on the year, the weather every day. And they have perfected it. They have a a different soup every day. That makes perfect sense.
Hmm.
Makes
Yeah, it
perfect
does.
sense. And
It does.
so, and now each of us are affected by this thing. It used to be that rich people ate a certain way, but now we have access to the finest of crabs and lobsters and steaks. Everybody has access if you have the money to pay for it. So
Hmm.
now we want to encourage us to say, let's look at this thing. Let's step back. And because we grew up in an environment where we whip people and whip kids and adults were whipped, now we have to stop whipping ourselves. You've got to stop beating yourself up because
Yes.
it just is not. No matter what you may be used to that. You know, some men get a girl because she's so pretty, but then she's not cooperative, and they end up getting a divorce because all she wants to do is spend money because she's not cooperative because he picked the wrong ingredients for a life partner. You
Hmm.
might not be. You can get that pretty girl, but she ain't gonna. It ain't gonna work out like you think. You might need to get a practical girl. Okay, you might have to get a practical girl, and just dream about it. And
Yeah.
that's just the truth. Tyson, that's that one black singer who used to the Coca-Cola commercial. He said the same thing. The girl did not love him at all.
Yeah.
So Michelle, people hear us, and I'm gonna tell you something. What you're hearing right now, it doesn't make sense. It might take you a month before it really soaks into your brain. They were lying about buy one get one free. The unburger. Why would somebody give you an unburger that's not even food and tell you it's good because you're a vegan now? The craziest thing.
Yeah.
Why you just can't eat some beans then? Why?
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
still processed. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. It might not make sense now, but if you just step back and look at the places who keep giving you different menu items so they can keep making a profit. They
Mhm.
have 55 ingredients in Chick-fil-A. The Muslims brought that to the light. Chick-fil-A took the ingredients off the website.
Mhm.
What do they need to put 55 ingredients in a piece of chicken for?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm talking about?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So, Michelle, there are people who are watching this who are overweight, they're uncomfortable. Partly they go, "Oh, I can't wait for Thanksgiving," but deep in their heart, they know it's gonna be hard for them to sit at the table. It's gonna be hard for
Mhm.
them to get up. Yeah, I've been there. I know what that's feeling like. So I'm telling you what I
Mhm.
know, not what I heard. Um,
Mhm.
they're gonna be teased if they eat this. They're gonna be teased if they don't eat it. They have been participating in irresponsible eating behaviors in the holiday setting.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
fill their plates up, and I witnessed this at the last event I went to. Plates literally this high with food.
Yeah. Why? Why?
That's a sign that there's some emotional issues going on. Ain't nobody, the biggest person don't need this much. I'm talking about a plate filled up this much.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they get nervous because uncle talking about them and they go eat. They get upset because mama done said something out of order and they go eat some more. Then they let that go down there, hit the dessert table
Mhm.
and eat
Mhm.
till their emotions say black out because it's family.
Mhm.
And we're going to encourage you. You can enjoy your family without hurting your health.
Yes. Yeah.
You can enjoy, and that doesn't mean you can't eat a dessert, but do you need to eat two of them? So Michelle, you got these people. They hear you. It's gonna be hard for them to really process what you're saying. It was hard for me. She talking about some breathe. I'm like, girl, I can't breathe. I'm tired. That just what she talking about count. I'm like, girl, what you talking about? Count. What you talking about, Michelle? And now I can count. And then my when we were walking at the cafe last week or 2 weeks ago, MC said, Deborah, I want you to count silently and focus your counting on your breathing. And I
Yeah.
ran around that thing in 40 steps.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not something that is it's not it's probably things you've never even heard before.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Michelle, tell people what they can do. Are you gonna have
Okay.
a meeting before Thanksgiving? Maybe, and they took off the week so they can come and join us.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
so there's a couple things for us to do, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
I want to go back to um what you said and what we've been talking about in terms of the weight loss industry and profit.
Okay.
The big hoax is that this weight loss industry is counting on the fact that we aren't going to figure out how to get it right. And I'm not saying that some people don't need medication. I'm not saying
Of
that some
course.
people don't need therapy, right? But that is not the only answer. And that it is not all the pills, it is not all the programs, it's not all that stuff that keeps us rooted in behavior. It is
Yes.
when we learn how to change our thinking, when we learn how to change our belief system, when we learn how to change our thoughts. See, eating is a behavior, it's an action. And before every behavior or action happens, there has to be a thought.
Mm-hmm.
And it stands to reason is that if you control your thought, you will control the behavior or the action.
All right now.
And so they don't tell us that. They
That's
don't
it.
tell us, learn how to control your thoughts, learn how to control your beliefs. You know why? Because it's free.
That's it.
It's free.
Remember
It,
all those
it,
Weight Watchers meeting every week. They ain't mentioned it a bit. Every week.
it was
They
always about the
mentioned it
food.
a bit.
Uh,
Exactly.
So and here's the thing. Yeah, I do have a let me just be perfectly transparent and clear. I do have a 52-week transformation program that costs money. I
Yes.
do conduct writing workshops that cost money.
Yes.
But I do have a weekly meeting that is free.
Okay.
I do have a Facebook group that is free. I have people in my Facebook group that I have never met, that I have never talked to, not once, not ever, but have lost weight because they come to that group and they get the free support that they need for their journey. It's possible.
All right
But if
now.
you but if you want some extra support, you need some extra support to get your mind right, as my grandfather said.
Okay.
That's available too. But the four things that are free to anybody that can help them change their brain and change their thinking is visualization. You
All
know,
right now.
I do the visualization exercises. And y'all, what's coming up? I'm hosting a retreat in December, December 10th through
Yes.
the 17th for 8 days. For 8 days, an hour a day. Remember what we talked about earlier? What price are you willing to pay? Is it
Yes.
worth it to you to spend an hour a day for 8 days to learn how to control your mind and your thoughts and your beliefs right? And your breathing so that you can control how you manage food? How badly it all boils down to how badly do you want it? Because if
Yes.
you want it, you will do it. Because in this group, in this conversation, I teach you how to reclaim your mind from all these advertising messages that have us all jacked up thinking that food can do something that it cannot.
Oh
Right.
Lord, have mercy.
That tells us to eat when we're not hungry,
Come on
just,
now.
just because we see a flashing sign,
Come on now.
just because something smells good, just because something looks good, right? We feel like we need to eat, but that is all mind control. That is all them controlling our minds to eat for pleasure, so that their profits will go up and our health will go down.
Yes.
I'm going to say that again, to eat for pleasure so their profits will go up and our health will go down.
Mm.
That's,
My goodness.
that's manipulation. So you can come to that 8 day retreat, mind over meals. It's free. I'll tell you everything you need to know. We'll do the visualization,
Yes.
we'll do the affirmations, we'll do the meditation, we'll do the writing.
Yes.
We'll do the prescriptive writing. Those four things. Those four things those are the things that allow you to take your mind back, take your brain back, that are free, that they don't tell you about. Like if
Yes.
you go get on a diet plan or something, they'll say keep a food log. It'll be one little
Yes.
line that says keep a food log.
Yes.
One little line. But this piece, this what I call getting vampy, to vamp,
Yes.
visualization, affirmation, meditation, prescriptive writing, those four things are the powerhouses. You
Yes.
do those things, then you start to control your thoughts. And when you can control
Yes.
your thoughts, you can control your behavior. You can turn
Mm.
an addictive brain back into a brain that is not addictive. And you can start to
Yes.
manage food in a way that supports your life, your health, your strength, your longevity. You
Yes.
can start to manage food in a way that honors your body. You can start to
Yes.
manage food in a way that will allow you to show up how you want to show up. You'll
Yes.
start to manage food in a way that speaks to who you really are, that
Yes.
serves you so you can serve others.
Yes.
Because here is the truth. Here is the truth. There is going to come a time when the healthy will rule the unhealthy.
Come on now. Come on
And
now.
you got to decide, what side of the fence are you going to be on? Are you
Come on
willing
now.
to pay the price? Because there's a price to pay for being ruled by the healthy.
Yes.
There's a price to pay because we can't fight, we can't march, we can't stand
Yes.
strong if we're in
Yes.
poor health. You can't march if your leg is amputated.
Come on now.
But what it is, we think it's not going to happen to us. We don't we don't
Yes.
we don't we don't believe it. We don't believe that it's happening until something drastic happens,
Yes.
right? We don't believe that it's happening until that, but it's silently working inside of our bodies even if we don't see it.
Yes.
You wake up one day, you're like, when did that happen? How did I get that?
Yes, Lord. Yes.
And
How
it's
did my
because,
leg get so big? Yes. You ain't know.
right, because
Yes.
you're not doing those things.
Yes.
Because because we're we're being driven by eating for pleasure and not for nutrition.
Yes.
And
Yes.
here's the thing, if you're listening to, I just want you to know this is not your fault. So
Yes. Tell them, Michelle.
don't beat yourself up about that. Don't be saying to yourself, I don't have any willpower, I don't have any self-control, I don't have any self-discipline, I can't beat this, right? I don't know. Yeah,
Yes.
you don't know how to beat it because you have the tools to beat it have been hidden from you, have been obscured because they don't talk about it. They don't tell you how powerful visualization is, how
Yes.
powerful affirmation is, how powerful meditation is, how powerful the prescriptive writing is. What you get is here, follow this diet.
Yes.
Lord, just, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat. Well, hell, if that's all it was to it, I wouldn't, right? And then
Yes.
you're able to do it for a day, you're able to do it for 2 days, but then
Yes.
the addiction kicks in because the
Yes.
advertising kicks in because all your people are bringing stuff over. You don't know what to say to them. Kicks in because it's a
Yes.
habit. Because you're used to beating yourself up, you're used to failing. You
Yes.
can't
And
imagine what it looks like to win at this thing. You're not around people that are showing you that it's possible.
a different way. And you're used to talking about your shortcomings all the time. Girl, you know you done got big. Well, yeah, uncle, I can put it down. I can put it down. See, that's stupid. Why would you give yourself affirm some the worst thing that you think about yourself to other people? So
Right.
you've got to decide that you do not want to live the way you're living. If you're satisfied being big and not able to go nowhere and you're young but you don't get out and do things, and you're older and the kids are gone, you can still do some things. If you are just unopposed to moving your body or moving your mind so you can move your body because it ain't nothing you ever heard of, then you're gonna be the same way.
Yeah. But it's
But
possible.
in
It
a
is
short period of
possible.
time, Michelle, they can, excuse me, Michelle, they can
Mm,
change. It don't take long.
mhm.
In a short period of time.
In a short, what shortens, one of the things that shortens it is being in a group.
Yes.
When you're in a group of like-minded people, y'all,
Yes.
that thing, all boats rise, that is true. Because when you're in a group and when you share, everybody gets the benefit of everybody else's experience.
Okay.
Everybody gets the benefit of everybody else's joy. When somebody
Yes.
comes in and they talk about a victory, everybody's smiling and feeling that, and they see
Mm-hmm.
that it's possible. And when somebody comes in and they talk about a challenge, right? Everybody learns from that. You don't have to go through it. You can recognize it and know that it's coming because you're like, oh yeah, DebraAnn talked about that in group. I see what's happening, right? You can be prepared because none of this stuff is new. And so the growth happens exponentially. The speed with which you're able to recover and get your mind back happens
Okay.
so much faster when you're able to be in exchange and in connection with other people.
Michelle, tell us, if you would, how people can. This is a bonus question. Tell us how people can make it from right now through January 2nd. What we hear you, but honey, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, yeah,
How can
yeah.
I gonna
Okay,
make it
yeah.
from right now to January the 2nd? I
Okay,
don't really want to eat all that food, but they
okay,
pile it on my plate. Big
okay.
mama fixed me the
Mhm,
plate.
mhm,
Granddaddy fixed me the gumbo. Baby girl
mhm,
done made a cake she want me to taste.
mhm, mhm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So,
What? How much?
okay,
What?
yeah,
What is we gonna do, Michelle? What is we
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do?
Okay, all right. So there are a lot of different tactics, right? There are a lot of different things that you can do. But
Mhm.
first of all, you have got identify the situations that are most challenging for you. Write those down.
Mhm.
Write those
Mhm.
situations down there challenging for you.
Mhm.
And then write down what the outcome of those situations what is the outcome that you want to happen? What what
Mhm.
what would success in that situation look like for you? Right?
Mhm.
So, because you have to go into a situation knowing what you want to get out of it, right? So when you
Okay
go
now.
when you go into it, you're prepared. You already have a vision of what you want to do, right? Of what it wants to look like. So if you say, okay, I want to go in and I'm just going to pick one thing. I'm just what I want to do is I want to go through this meal. I want to go through this Thanksgiving meal and not eat any dessert. Pick a I mean don't try to do everything all at one time. Pick one thing. I I want to go and I don't want to eat any dessert. Or I want to go and I don't want to drink any eggnog. For me that was a thing for me, right?
Mhm.
I want to go and I don't want to have more than one serving. I don't want to I don't want to get multiple servings. I just want to go and get one serving. I want to
Okay.
go and I just want to eat meat and vegetables, right? Decide what that's decide what's a win for you. What what's a win for you?
Okay. Good
And if
question.
something comes up that's not a winner, let's say you decide, okay, I just want to go and I want to eat turkey and greens, right? That's
Okay.
out. But you see all the other stuff. It also understand that when people are serving this, they are serving it from a place of love, right?
Mhm.
People just want to be appreciated, right? And
Okay.
love them up. Oh, it
Okay.
looks so good. I mean, compliment them up one side and down another, right? Up one
Okay.
down and side up, and tell them you'll take a plate because you what you
Yes.
ate has made you so full you can't eat another bite other than the turkey and the greens that you ate. Make yourself a plate, and you can take that plate home, and then you can throw that away.
Michelle,
You
you have
can
a
throw
question
it
in the
away.
audience.
What is
Iris
it?
G has a very good question. She says, "So, what do you do when you are the person cooking all the food?" I don't know
Hmm.
if she tasting everything she eating along the way. I don't know what the issue is, but please help her out today.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just said it. You were cooking the food. I mean, just because you're cooking it doesn't mean that you have to eat it. That's thing one. Thing
Okay.
two, if you are the person that's cooking the food, it is my guess you have cooked this food before. It is my guess you are an expert at cooking this food. If you it is my guess that you are cooking this food and you're not cooking it by yourself. Now, I remember when I used to cook a lot. I don't cook a lot now. I'd make something if I had some. I said, "Yeah, come taste this for me. Does it need something else in it? Right? Don't you do that? You get a little tasty. Yep, right. Just because you cook it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you have to eat it. So
That's
that
powerful.
that that's a choice. But if
Mhm.
you cooking it, make the same choice, make the same decision. I'm gonna eat I'm gonna eat that which is gonna serve my body, right? Now,
Mhm.
again, if this isn't something you try to make all the changes all at one time. You're just gonna um um completely upset your family, right? Oh my God,
Mhm.
right? But you can make whatever it is that you make, but you can also make something that's gonna serve your health and your own nutritional needs,
Mhm.
right? But then next year, pick a thing and make it in a healthier way. So
Mhm.
so so maybe it's not sweet potatoes with all the butter and the sugar and the marshmallows and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's just maybe some sauteed sweet potatoes with some nutmeg and some cinnamon. Maybe it's that, right? Uh, Maybe next year what you have is a big salad with um with some cranberries in it and some nuts and that. that are reflective of the holiday season. Because you can make salads and put beets in it and put butternut squash. You can put sweet potatoes in salad. You can put all that and have a very nice holiday seasonal salad, right? With some green, right? So maybe next year, instead of having corn pudding, macaroni and cheese, and mashed potatoes, you pick one starch. Maybe you have baked potatoes, right?
Mhm.
And then you have two more vegetables. But see, here's the thing: what we call a traditional holiday meal, Thanksgiving meal, or what we think of that, it is just that because we've been told that it's that.
Mhm.
We've been told that it has to be that. It doesn't have to be that. And so
Yes.
when you start looking at the meal as certainly a celebration of the year, of thankfulness, but also you start looking at the meal as a way to heal your family. If you start looking at, is what I'm cooking good for people? Is it going to hurt them or is it going to heal them?
Mhm.
Right? Is it? I mean, really, is this nutritious? Why do I think that it's nutritious? What makes it nutritious? If you start cooking for health rather than for pleasure and taste, let health be the guiding principle. Not to say that something can be healthy and can't taste good. Obviously, it can. But the primary reason to eat that people don't get, it is not because of something taste. It is whether or not it serves your body. The first question should be, is this safe? Is this food safe? And understand that everything we buy from the grocery store, from the health food store, is not safe. It's not. They tell us that we're too trusting.
Mhm.
Is it safe? Is it nutritious? Why do I think that it's nutritious? Because of what it says on the front of the package, or have I turned it over in the back and there's some things that why am I eating stuff I can't pronounce it and I don't know what it is?
Mhm.
Because the packaging is pretty, because it's on sale, because if it's $3 $4, three for $10, because I
Yep.
just because I've been eating it all my life and I'm still alive,
Yep.
right? There's some
Ashika said it. It is not food at all. She said that right.
Yeah, it's not it is not food at all. That's the big hoax. That's
Yes.
the big hoax. And our bodies are telling us that it's not food, right?
Yes. Yes.
Our bodies are telling us that.
Yes.
So um cook, just make a shift. One thing at a time. If you're cooking, right? You make sure that you're cooking something for yourself that's going to nourish your body. You want to nourish your family, but
Mhm.
I'm not trying to, send everybody's family into conniptions, right? Right. But 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 there's a woman that I work with who said, you know what, this year I've decided I'm not going to even have Thanksgiving dinner with my family. I'm going to go to a hotel and I'm just going to do some writing. I'm going to do some meditating. It
Mhm.
didn't mean that she doesn't love her family doesn't love her, but she doesn't want to be around all that stuff that's a distraction that could get her off her plan.
That's good. Michelle Iris has said something I think that a lot of people who watch us really are saying as well. She said it's a learned behavior, learned as a child. This is how we show love. She said, I need help.
Yeah.
I think that's the sentence that we hope people are saying who want to join us for your classes and your trainings. I need help.
And we can help you. We want to help you. We are here. And I would say join us on Monday. We meet every Monday in a free Facebook group on Zoom. The Facebook group is called I Am Brand New Now. Every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the same, if you're in Central Standard Time, it's 4 o'clock. We meet
Mhm.
for an hour. It is an emotional overeating group, and it's and it's
Mhm.
and it's different than a lot of Facebook groups. I've been in a lot of Facebook groups where people just post and post. They just post and it's good. I mean, it's good for that. But we meet. We meet. There's an opportunity for us to talk to one another, to have
Mhm.
conversations with one another. So you can
Mhm.
pop in, join the group, jump on that Zoom call, and we break it out. We break it down. So there's help that's available that way. Also, I mentioned before, the retreat is coming up 8 days. 8 days.
Yes.
And you're right. It is stuff that we learned as a child, as children, but it is stuff that we can unlearn as adults and relearn in a way that serves us. But that takes
Yes.
time, that takes process, and that takes writing, which is what we do on the weekends in our Write Your Way to Your Right Way workshop. I hold that workshop. Debra Ann is there every time I hold it. Right, every
Oh
time,
yes. Oh yes.
and
When's the next
and
workshop,
and,
Michelle?
and a few others. The next one is Saturday. The
This
the
Saturday?
this Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
And it's from 11 to 12:30, 11
Okay.
a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Saturday. That's Eastern Standard Time. And we what we do is we write about the emotions behind the food, right? Every week is a little different, but this notion, this idea of understanding this stuff, the we learn things as children, we learn things growing up that our parents passed down to us that served them, that helped them. They did the best they knew how to do.
Exactly.
But 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 the food that they ate is different than the food that's out here in the world now.
Mhm.
So things have changed. So we can't use old rules in a new world.
Yes.
We can't.
Yes.
We got to do an update. That's the way. That's the. Well, shoot. You still be dialing on a black rotary telephone, right? Who's
Okay.
doing that? Right?
That's right.
Nobody's doing that, right? Dialing
Mhm.
on a black rotary telephone. Learn something new. Learn something different. This
Yes.
is that. This is
Yes.
that. That black rotary phone was. It had its purpose, right? It did what it needed to do at the time that it needed to do it, right? Think about
Mhm.
it. There are kids today that have never seen a phone booth. Remember,
Yes.
we used to have phone booths, public
Mhm.
phones. You don't have public phones now. It's a
Yes.
new world. It's a new world order.
Yes.
So learning that. So there is help. I've got a 52-week program of
Yes.
transformation, right? That
Yes.
we work together every day. I say we do this work every day because you eat every day. You have to
Yes.
you have to navigate a toxic food environment every day, and you and your partner work with one another with a prompt that I give you, and we come back and we meet in the group and we talk about it, and you change a little. I'm not talking about big hard changes. I'm talking about little baby steps every week. You learn
Yes.
something new, you learn something different. You
Yes.
learn something new, you learn something different. You try it. You try
Yes.
it. And then you
And
get better and
don't
you get
think,
stronger.
yeah, don't think that just because you're in the group, you have to be perfect. Michelle, we have 2 minutes left. I know that somebody wants to reach you. I know they want to email you because folks always want to email you, and they are free to email you. And don't forget, in the comment section, in the description section, there's her website, her TED Talk, her classes. It's all in the description. If you could forget what Facebook page is. So Michelle, give us this insight. Those people. Let's talk about those people who've had weight loss surgery who are watching us and they failed. They didn't lose a pound. They lost 6 pounds.
Hmm.
Is everybody welcome to be in the group?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody's welcome in this group. Because we are whether you've had weight loss surgery, whether you were a yo-yo dieter like I was,
Mm-hmm.
I gained and lost 700 pounds over 40 years. I never weighed
Mm-hmm.
700 pounds, but the dynamic was the same.
Yes.
The mindset. shift that I needed to make the same. It's a struggle. It's hard. I get it. I know it. So I mean, you see me now. You don't see that. Just a few short years ago, you would have seen somebody different,
Yes.
right? You would have seen somebody, but it's possible. I want people to know that it's possible. You can email me at michellepettis.com.
Okay.
You can find me at I am brand new now on Instagram, on Facebook. DM me. I'm on Twitter. Not that I mean X. Not that often, but I'm there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google my name. Google me. You'll come up. You can. I'm the easiest person in the world to find. Right. Just
Awesome.
reach out to me. Reach out to me directly and know that it's possible. Just
That's right.
make make the first step. You just make the first step and you keep
Right.
stepping. You make the
Oh,
first step
thank
and
you,
you keep
Michelle.
stepping.
I hope that you feel hope. If you don't, you got to listen to it again until you feel it. I'm in there. I'm drinking the Kool Aid. This ain't Jim Jones, but baby, I'm drinking this Kool Aid, and I'm telling you, it works. I'm
How
telling
much
you,
have
there
you
are
lost,
people.
Debra Ann? Debra Ann, how much have you lost?
I've lost 105.2 pounds. I'm walking by myself with my walker. I'm standing. I'm standing. I'm doing it, honey. I'm resting. I'm standing, and I decided before I even got out of the bed, I said, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna go to the refrigerator and get the celery, grab the peanut butter, take it with me to gym, walk out the house, and I didn't get my wheelchair and ride to the garage. I walked from my room out of the house because this is my motto. She decides she could, so she did.
Good. Yes.
And
Yeah.
I am doing it. I did it, and I'm already 200 pounds in my mind
Yes. Yes.
because
And
that's where it has to be.
your body's just catching up with it.
That's it.
Your body's catching up with it. That's right.
That's it. And we can do it with a smile on our face. But we have been here for an hour, and I just love Michelle talking to us. I mean,
Mm.
I love that she's making herself available because grown folks busy, y'all. But that's because she has love in her heart, and as long as she's able, we are going to share this message of hope. It's just like
Yeah.
a televangelist, child. Hope, put hope in your veins
That's right.
and
That's right.
processed food out your brain.
That's right. That's a t-shirt. That's a
That's it.
t-shirt,
That's a
Deborah.
t-shirt. That's a t-shirt. So thank you. We will look forward to seeing everybody Saturday or Monday or next Thursday, but not next Thursday unless we are available. But if we are, we'll be here. If we're not, we'll be here next week. But definitely Black Friday. So we'll
Yes.
just say Black Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, Michelle. Peace and hair grease, y'all. Bye.